And what up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Coach Donte and your boy EJ with another AFC South show again. We're going to be bringing these shows up for you on a daily basis, man. Despite, the off season, throughout the season, training camp, we're going to keep an update up on our teams this year, man. Those of y'all don't know, I am a Texan fan. This guy over here is a Colts fan. We're going against each other week one. Should be a fun matchup. EJ, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. These last few days have been kind to the cold, so I'm doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. Nice to see you doing great, man. And also, EJ is he also is a Pacer fan, so we definitely gonna be doing some, NBA drop mock drafts and content as well. So man, like I say, man, how you looking? How you feel about the Colts this all season, and how do you feel about them? Is they the division winners so far in your opinion? How you see this division shaping up?
I definitely think they do contend to win the AFC South with the
Mm-hmm.
Titans. I feel like it could be a three horse race because I do think the Texans are going to be a wild card in this, and I don't think the Jags are just going to have another poor season. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
So I think it could possibly be a three-team race or it could be a two-team race. But I feel like the Colts, this is the year that this team, is ready to make a jump at the Super Bowl. I feel like this is a 13 win season coming up, and I think that with Matty Ice leading this team now, this team they've been missing that leader ever since Andrew Luck has left. And I mean they've had it with Philip Rivers, but that was just Philip Rivers just finishing the race with his
yeah.
career. But I feel like Matty Ice is at a place where he can just take this team to the next step. So I feel like this is a 13 win season. I mean, I feel like obviously it's gonna be hard since this season we're gonna play against the AFC West, and the AFC West they've been stacking up this offseason, and it's been insane. And I feel
Yeah,
like a test for this division is going against the AFC West because I feel like that's probably the best division in football right of now.
yeah. So, how I feel about it. Again, do I think the Colts do win this division? I really do think they have the better overall team this year. But like I said, I think it's just something about the Colts, that kind of really doesn't really fit right with me. It just always seemed like when they have an opportunity to snatch the division or snatch a playoff spot, they always squander it. I do got them win. I do got them win in the division, but I only got them winning 10 games this year. And it doesn't take much to win this division either. The Texans couple of years back, we only won a division with 9 wins with Brian Hoyer until he wet the bed against the Kansas City Chiefs. And last year, the 13 win team, we all know Tennessee is the most fraudulent teams in the AFC South. We already know there ain't nowhere in the world. I thought they would go get even close to a Super Bowl this year, and especially it's going to be more tougher without AJ Brown. Traylon Burks not so good over there. He's already coming into camp out of shape. Already, he must not really done nothing throughout the all season besides the combine and his pro day. Probably really all he's done, but he hasn't done really much working at all. But again, I definitely agree with you on that. I think the Colts, if it's any year they can snatch the division and win the division, I believe it's this year. And I'm with you also on Jacksonville. I really, even though they overpaid players, I mean, who's not gonna take that money? Who's not gonna want to take that money? Christian Kirk definitely took the money. He's an okay number 3 wide receiver. But I mean, I don't think Christian Kirk would change their team too much for them to be a AFC South contender to win a division. So again, like I say again, how you feel about say the Titans, and how big of a loss AJ Brown will be for them?
I mean, man, this guy was just a playmaker. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
this
man.
was a go-to. This is just the one of the best wide receivers. I mean, when you have like, I feel like he's a superstar wide receiver. You just got to pay the man.
Yep.
I know that Jacksonville just skyrocketed. These deals with wide receivers, it's gonna take a cap hit, but look, I think in this league, you just have to have a number one wide receiver that can just make plays. You just gotta pay up. All right.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be hard with the salary cap, but you just gotta pay. It's gonna hurt them in the long run. I mean, this guy's a playmaker. I mean, Now teams are just, you know what teams are just going to do? They're just going to stack the box. They're going to make Ryan Tannehill throw. Now look, I want to be nice to Ryan Tannehill. I know I've called him fool's gold because he's not that guy. But with everybody, media getting on him about those comments about not mentoring, which I think they were just taken out of context. I mean, I don't think that Ryan Tannehill is just going to be able to make those throws. I mean, missing AJ Brown's going to be huge for them, and Derrick Henry's coming off an injury and stuff like that. So I don't know, is Derrick Henry going to come back the same monster that he was? But I think that these first few games are going to be critical. I mean, the schedule makers have not been, I feel like, fair to the Colts and the Titans because look here, all right. We play the Titans in what week?
Mm-hmm.
We play them like, hold on, I got the wrong schedule probably, but I mean, look at the Titans. I mean, we play them basically in back-to-back games. I mean, the Titans, they play us in week 4, then week 5 is the Commanders, then they got a bye week,
Yeah.
and then it's the Colts. They're coming off bye week against us,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically we're playing like too early in the season. I mean, it's fine. Just have one game now and one game later in the season to decide the division. I mean, I feel like it's too early. I think they did this last season with us. So I
Yeah.
mean, I just don't like that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if the Titans are that team, I mean, they're probably going to contend for the division, but I don't know if they're going to be that same team missing big piece in AJ Brown, and obviously is Derrick Henry going to be the same monster that he's been?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's going to be tougher for the Titans because I believe everybody now is going to stack the box to stop Derrick Henry all of a sudden now that they ain't got that number one weapon. Yeah, Robert Woods was good for the Rams, but he coming off an ACL tear. Traylon Burks is not looking in the best of shape. So I believe teams are going to now, it's going to be easier to kind of stop the Tennessee Titans. Now you can make Ryan Tannehill throw the football and you can kind of make him. He's going to make some mistakes. When Ryan Tannehill throws the football, he's going to make some mistakes. Last year, we beat him. We beat him in a 13-6 game. That was like the first game Tyrod Taylor came back off the injured list. We kind of beat him. We forced him to throw interceptions. That's due to the fact that Derrick Henry wasn't there. That's due to the fact that he wasn't there. But again, Tennessee Titans, they were able to win some games like the against the Rams and stuff like that. So that's still a pretty solid team other than that. But again, not having signed AJ Brown kind of hurt it. Again, Ryan Tannehill was decimated the moment AJ Brown left out the door. He was kind of decimated. Now I don't blame him. A lot of people said the only reason AJ Brown left because of Ryan Tannehill. I mean, AJ Brown left because they didn't want to pay him his money. They literally didn't want to play him. I don't think he had any problem with players. I don't think he had any problem actually with the players. I think the organization just didn't want to pay him, so they took the cheaper role and trading him on draft night and picking Traylon Burks. Now, how big good Traylon Burks could be, we don't know that because, again, he hasn't played an NFL game. And plus, the man has showed up out of shape in training camp and stuff like that. And, again, man, now looking at the schedule is going to be kind of tough. But the only thing about it, we do got the NFC East. We do got the NFC East as well. That's also probably one of the weakest divisions in the NFC. Is also, I think a lot of people value us as the weakest division in the AFC point of time. We know everybody in the NFC West probably is better than us. Probably is more better than us. I think if it's anybody that has a shot of beating the AFC West team, it is the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts have the best chance of beating any AFC West team because of that defense and that leader that they got in Darius Leonard. I think you guys always had a great defense. You guys always gave team troubles on the defensive side of the ball. And we both, everybody from the AFC East, AFC South, I think we can hang with the NFC East. How do you feel about that?
I mean, playing the NFC East, I mean, these teams, I mean, I feel like it's 2 guaranteed wins. I mean, the Commanders and the Giants, they're guaranteed wins. I feel like, obviously it's not guaranteed wins for the Jaguars, but I feel like the Texans, the Titans, and the Colts can take care of easily the Commanders and Giants. Now, Eagles, I feel like Eagles are looking scary, man. I said trust in this man, Howie, and look what this man does. He's making magic left and right. He's getting AJ Brown out of the division, man. They got that D line. I mean, that defense is looking scary, man. So I mean, like, I feel like, hey, Eagles could probably beat all four teams. I mean, it just depends on Jalen Hurts. Can Jalen Hurts take that next step? I mean, how he's put him in a position to succeed with this team. So it all depends on the quarterback. But I
Yeah,
feel like the Cowboys are going to be hit and miss. I mean, sometimes the Cowboys are going to show up, sometimes they don't. So I mean, I feel like obviously, I feel like the AFC South is going to be the better of the two divisions coming
yeah.
up.
I feel that way too. I just feel the only team now, the wild card team coming in there is, like I said again, the Eagles and Cowboys are going to be the two difficult teams that both that can give the AFC South the problem, but the NFC, but the rest of those two guys that you just named, I think we can kind of beat them pretty easily, single handedly. Like I say, the Eagles, they got a little scary, man. Again, they got a little scary. And I told the Eagles fans, man, thank y'all for taking AJ Brown up out of this
Yep.
division. Real talk, man, because every time he played the Houston Texans, he just gave us the business. It's just as much now having Derrick Henry and having him at the same time, someone that's a go-to wide receiver and that can just really catch everything. I mean, again, the guy showed up in big spots. He did get hurt a lot last year, but again, that guy's 1,000-yard receiver every year. He's very consistent, very fast. Definitely can get wide open. Definitely can get wide open. Again, hey man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this guy play some football this year. But again, uh, I mean, hey, this team is getting better and better by the end of the day. But again, how do you feel about your off-season moves? And what are you hearing? What are you hearing from your rookie training camp so far out of OTAs? What good that you're hearing, and what not so good that not hearing?
I mean, I think they like Jelani Woods. I mean,
Yeah,
that very tall tight end, 6'7". He's going to be a red zone threat. I mean, this is just going to be a guy who's going to be a mismatch that I think Matt Ryan is going to love. He's going to take advantage of it against the defense. I mean, I'm glad that we got a very tall wide receiver and stuff like that because
yep,
I feel like the red zone was not good for the Colts coming up. Now, a bad thing I heard is like, first day of training camp. I mean, Al Pierce, he had to leave early. Might have been just
okay,
dehydration.
okay,
I feel like again, I saw Colts fans weren't too happy about Alec Pierce. I think they wanted more like Sky Moore, but I feel like Alec Pierce is gonna, he's gonna be good for the Colts. I feel like he's gonna be a good target for Matt
hmm
Ryan coming in. But I mean, I feel like this this offseason and this offseason and the draft has been really good for the Colts coming in.
yeah. What's good, Art? Cool. He's a Dallas fan. What's
Uh,
good, Victoria? What's up, sweetheart? In the chat, y'all. We having a little NFC AFC South preview. We're gonna continue to bring us these shows. Whenever EJ ready. We also got some NBA content coming up soon for you guys. Some mock draft, but we're gonna continue bringing these AFC South shows to you guys throughout the season, throughout training camp. Let you guys know what are we hearing good, what team, what players on the verge of making the roster and everything. We're gonna keep you guys an update, man. Keep you guys a very good update up on the AFC South. So again, like I said, I evaluated Alec Pierce. And the guy is very underrated. Speed is very good, man. Speed is a
yeah.
4.3 speed. He ran the 4.3 at the combine. Very tall wide receiver. He was a big target for definitely he was a big target for Desmond Ritter. He helped out his game a lot. I think he's going to be a big target. And like on draft night, Lonnie Woods. He's going to be good, 6'7". I know y'all got Mo Alley Cox. I think y'all still got him. Y'all
Yep.
still got him on now. But I think Jelani Woods had an excellent combine as well. So that's good that you're hearing some good things about him. And like I said, I think he can be a potentially weapon, be a potentially good weapon for you guys. Also on the offensive line of the football as well as a blocker and stuff like that. Michael Pittman Jr. Give me an update on Michael Pittman Jr. I mean, like I said, I know the guy is solid. He's a beast. How good can he really be? By you watching Michael Pittman Jr., how good can he really actually be?
I always thought, he's looked really good. I mean, last year,
Mm-hmm.
1,000 yards, and that's what Carson Wentz is a thrower. I mean, I feel like this guy is a playmaker. I mean, he showed out against Buffalo in the playoffs. I feel like he's a playmaker. I was just like, man, if he can just get a quarterback, to throw him the ball,
Yeah.
and I feel like Matt Ryan, this is gonna really unlock Michael Pittman Jr. He's gonna be a mismatch. He's tall, 6'3". I feel like his route running is good. he is going to take off this season. I think he's going to, put himself in the conversation with some of them good wide receivers. He's very underrated, especially, coming in with these conversations on like, who are the best wide receivers. So I feel like Michael Pittman Jr. will take this next step this season. And he's gonna be a threat as a number one wide receiver coming in.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I like Michael Pittman Jr. He's a stud. I watched all his vlog videos,
Oh
man.
yeah, I watch his YouTube videos and
Yeah,
stuff
the
like
dude
that.
looks pretty solid, man. He looks pretty good when he's going to take the COVID test and stuff, all that. It's pretty fun. But you got an interesting guy that I actually like on the team, but it doesn't really seem like he's any come close to any type of playing a little bit, but he is at the quarterback situation, but doesn't really seem like he's gonna play at any time. He's from my college, Texas Longhorns. You know who I'm talking about, Sam Ellinger. How good is Sam Ellinger that you think? Oh, do you see him ever getting a chance with the Indianapolis Colts? Do you see him ever getting a chance? Supposing that Matt Ryan isn't really that good, and isn't really that good this year. We all know Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. We already know that he's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, and better quarterback probably that you have besides Peyton Manning. We probably know that. But again, how good is Sam Ellinger, and do the coaching staff really feed into him, or do you see some type of move in him not getting the opportunity with this team?
There's obviously a chance, but now that I've always said it, man. Frank loves bringing in Frank's guys, and
Yeah.
he just brought in Nick Foles. And I think they just did it in case, like, hey, we have if there's an injury, God forbid, to
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan. Nick Foles is an experienced quarterback, led the Eagles to the Super Bowl, but I feel like he's probably not this season may not get a chance with Nick Foles backing up coming in. Last year I said it. I feel like he should have came in when Carson Wentz, that important game against the Ravens when Carson Wentz was coming off COVID. They should have just hey, rest this week. Next week, prepare for the Jags in case we
Mm-hmm.
lose. I think that was a big mistake not playing Sam Englander and just
Yeah.
taking our chances with that. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna be rough this season coming in. I don't think he's gonna get that much of an opportunity. But hey,
Yeah.
learning behind two experienced quarterbacks, I think that's going to be very valuable for him coming
Yeah,
in.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, you think about Aaron Rodgers standing behind Brett Favre and learning from him, and you see what type of quarterback Aaron Rodgers turned in. But who's to say Jordan Love learning from Aaron Rodgers, he's going to improve a lot like that. So again, some of these guys just need a lot of opportunity. But again, the Colts are in that win now situation.
Yeah.
They're up in the playoff situation, trying to win in division. So it's no rush to be playing Sam Ellinger at this point. You just do whatever it takes to win in this football league. And I say, if there's any year that the Colts can probably need to break through, it needs to be this year. This year they need to break through. Tennessee is weakened. Jacksonville, if you want to say they got better talent now and a better head coach, they definitely got a better head coach at this point. But I'm not trusting their talent a little bit at all. That's just the money just drawing these guys in a little bit. And Houston, I think we still got a couple of more years. I think we really still got a couple more years before we even be in contention of the AFC South with the Indianapolis Colts. And again, Derek Stingley, I know that he's going to start in day one. I know Petrie, he's gonna start in day one. They really love Petrie. I'm hearing a lot of great things about Petrie. I'm hearing a lot of great things about Davis Mills' progression in OTA so far. Threw a beautiful ball the other day to Farrell Brown, I believe. And that was more than a great catch by Farrell Brown. But and a lot of good things about these rookies, and these rookies learning a lot of good things for these veterans on this football team. So again, I think the Texans are more younger. They're going to be more faster. I think it's just disrespectful. The power rankings really actually came out, and they still got the Texans as the 32nd worst roster in the NFL. To me, like I say, again, that's disrespectful. But again, we got to show it on the field at the same time. So we can go by what a rating said, but we definitely got to show it at the same time. Just let everybody know, the AFC South not going to be a pushover. I think, like I say, none being afraid to admit the AFC West is better than we are. I think if, like I said, if there's any team that can compete with anybody in the AFC West in this division, it will be the Indianapolis Colts because of their defense, their Darius Leonard. Now, a lot of people said in that Jacksonville Jaguars game, you know, they do blame Carson, which is I blame. I definitely agree. Definitely do blame Carson Wentz from shit in the bed in that game, but also that defense didn't step up either. That
Oh
defense didn't
yeah.
do no favors. So what was your first reaction when you saw the moment that defense came out in the first drive? Trevor Lawrence goes down the field, has not been good all season long. He immediately goes down the field, they score, and all of a sudden the turnovers start happening, and the Jaguars start going down the field consistently and carving this defense up. Was you surprised this defense was like this?
I mean, I've seen this Colts defense, man, fall apart and just never recover. It's happened before. The previous year against the Steelers, we were up, I would say 24-0. And then Ben Roethlisberger, he just picks us apart, and they just don't recover, and they somehow win the game. And it just happened again. But this was just with a worse roster, the worst roster in the league, and it just hurts against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just that they were never able to recover. You know, they didn't show that they were a top 10 defense coming in. They
Yeah,
just got picked apart by Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was not having a good year, especially for a
not
first
no.
overall pick. And I know you got to deal with Urban Meyer and the drama that comes with him, but I just feel like you just gotta show that you're that number one pick, and I just feel like he didn't. But he showed us against the fucking Colts. He showed that he was a number one overall pick, just picking us apart, just at the worst time for us. And this defense, they fell apart. They were just not playing their coverages right. They were not making tackles. They were not looking good. And I think that they fell apart at the wrong time. They weren't able to recover
Yeah.
against the Jags. They still ended up with the first overall pick, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, so again, Darius Leonard played through injury last year. Was it really true that he actually played through injury? Because I heard that he played through injury. I think I saw Hard Knocks too. He was
Yeah.
playing through an injury as well, like a little ankle or leg injury or something like that. But Darius Leonard, man, coming from a small school, man, I definitely like. I did a show with my guy ECG the other day. Definitely, I had Darius Leonard in my as my top as my like I say is one of my top five linebackers in the league, man. I like the way this guy get after it. I like his leadership. I like how he's always at the football every single time of what if it's a throwing play, a running play. Darius Leonard is man. Darius Leonard is a beast, man. That's all I can say. This guy's very good. I got a lot of respect for Darius Leonard, man. I got a lot of respect for Darius Leonard, and I got a lot of respect for this Colts team. I got respect for everybody in this division, but especially the Indianapolis Colts, especially who whooped us over the years with Peyton Manning. And I remember times like I say we couldn't even, like I say, beat the damn Colts with Peyton Manning. It was like 10 straight years that we could have not beaten the Colts before prior to this coming era right here when we got a Deshaun Watson or got a Fitzpatrick. That's when we really start actually competing with you guys. But I always had a lot of respect for the Colts and how they play, how well they run the organization, how well they manage to stay really competitive throughout these years. But again, now since lately, it's just like the Colts cannot get over that hump. Even when you think you have Tennessee, it just always seems like Tennessee is able to have their way. So let's talk about a little bit about Darius Leonard and the Tennessee and the Indianapolis Colts. The Tennessee Titans just managed to have the Colts number.
I mean, Darius Leonard is, I think, a really good leader for this Colts. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he inspires this team, and he just leads by example. I mean, Darius Leonard just knows where to tackle. I mean, his rookie year, he led the league in tackling. I mean, this man is a stud. He's able to get turnovers, whether it's just punching the ball out of running backs' hands. We've seen so many highlight reels of that. He's able to pick people, pick these quarterbacks off. I mean, we've seen a lot of highlight reels about that. He's a turnover machine. He's a tackling machine. I mean, I think definitely a top three linebacker in this league. He definitely doesn't get the respect he deserves, especially with them defensive player of the years. I mean, he definitely needs to get more respect. I mean, just because he's, probably just playing for the Colts. I mean, if he's probably playing for the Rams or the Bucks or something like that, he get a lot more attention with his defensive player of the year. But he definitely deserves more attention. He's a playmaker. Now it's hard these last couple of years. I mean, ever since that time when we kicked the Titans out of the playoffs that last year with Andrew Luck, we just dominated them. Ever since, I mean, this Titans team has come alive with the Ryan Tannehill move. Derrick Henry just showing he's the best back in the league, and I mean that Titans team they've had our number these last couple of years. I mean, we split with Jacoby Brissett, but ever since then, I mean, they've just been kicking our tails, man. They've had our number. They've shown, they were the better team coming in, and especially like that with Brown, Tannehill, and Derrick Henry. But I feel like if now is the time, just to show that we can take possession back of this division. I mean, we've had, with Andrew Luck, we've had the Titans number. I mean, Andrew Luck's been undefeated against the Titans, man. It's insane. Every time Andrew Luck's played, I mean, hey, we've had their number, and these last couple seasons they've had ours. But I feel like now's the time to get back at them. So now's the year to take control of this division.
Yeah, shout out to Andre. Shout out to Andre for coming in the
Shout out to
chat.
everyone.
Packers fan. Make sure y'all sub up to both of our channels. My guy EJ, Colts fan, all Indiana. Y'all want Indiana sports? He gives you all that. Y'all gonna see a lot of AFC South content coming up. Representing the AFC South, man. Like I say again, I think, like I say, I think the Colts are the best team in this division. But I mean, it's been like ever since Derrick Henry, the Derrick Henry era has started with the Tennessee Titans. When they really started, at first they was on a run. They were going through DeMarco Murray, and they was on the verge of not really giving this guy the full keys. But man, when they gave this guy the full keys to run that football and run this offense through Derrick Henry, it's been hell for the AFC South ever since they gave this guys the key. I'm saying, the Colts are better than the Tennessee Titans, but it's also like when you guys are on that field, it's just Derrick Henry. Even when you try to stop him, when you think you got him contained, he always find a ways to break free because he's so big, he's so strong, and the guy is very fast. The guy is very fast as well. His speed is, you think a guy that big would not be able to run, but the guy can actually run. It's hard to even tackle. Many DBs don't even want to tackle this guy at all. And he just does Jacksonville. He just treat them like rad dolls. But again, he treat everybody like that for the AFC South. He does everybody like that. But I believe people are going to really game plan to really stop him. But again, Derrick Henry, he's so big. And it takes a team effort to stop this guy. And when you get in the backfield, you got to be able to bring him down. You got to be able to bring him down. You just cannot leave a DB on an island by itself. And it starts with the upfront, the defensive line. How good you think your defensive line can be to stop a guy like a Derrick Henry? How good your defensive line could actually be? Because when you first play him, you're thinking about Derrick Henry. He has no AJ Brown. Yes, he has a Traylon Burks, but he's not an AJ Brown. Yes, he does have a Robert Woods, but he's not an AJ Brown. He's not an AJ Brown. So you're really not scared of those receivers out there. And plus, you got a Pro Bowl cornerback in Kenny Moore, who I'm actually high on, and who I actually consider as one of my top 5 corners out of respect level in the league. So again, by you having a cornerback, not too good cornerback, and an all-pro cornerback and Stephon Gilmore, I forgot about him. By you having a Pro Bowl cornerback and a all-pro cornerback in Stephon Gilmore, you're not scared of that receiving core. So now the focus is really shifted on Derrick Henry now when you guys play these guys.
I mean, dude, our D line is looking a lot better. I mean, Forrest Buckner, Unique Ngakoue, these our 2 first-round first picks from the last year's draft. I mean, this D line is looking scary. I feel like they're going to be able to, when you, like you said, you got to do it as a unit. And I feel like this is a unit that's just going to, converge on Derrick Henry and just, tackle him as a unit. Because I mean, shoot, if it was me and Derrick Henry, I mean, I'm making a career decision. I'm just going to be like, ooh. No, I don't want to tackle that, man. He's basically the Shaq. He's the Giannis of the NFL. He's the Shaq of the NFL. This man is just built different. I
Yep.
mean, so again, I feel like this is a season where like our defense is better equipped to take on a Derrick Henry. I mean, this man is a one man show. He just takes games over.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it literally takes a team effort to stop a Derrick Henry and a someone, man, who's very good, man. I'm telling you, bro, it takes a team effort, but it starts up front. It starts with the D line. It starts up front, and it's just basically starts with the D line. If he gets past that D line level, if he gets past that D line level, you might well just say your prayers. I'm telling you, you might well just say your prayers. If he gets anywhere near your secondary, you might well just say your prayers. You might well just hope one of your DBs can tackle him or something like that. Because again, I mean, hey, this guy's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, my boy Burns said Yannick Ngakwe is not a run stuffer. So how do you feel about getting that, and what do you feel about that?
I mean, coming in, I mean, I haven't seen too much of his play from the Raiders, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some good things about him. And I think that, DeForest Buckner's a stud. He's able to make plays. Quiddy Pay, I saw flashes coming in from him.
Mm-hmm.
And our other, D tackle that, he came in our second round pick. I mean, he's just as big as DeForest Buckner. So, I mean, these are some big guys. I mean, maybe you don't have to be as good as a run stuffer, but I mean, as a unit, I mean, they're gonna handle those. They're gonna handle them those O line. I mean, I feel like maybe they're gonna turn their attention to stopping DeForest Buckner, so that might free up some opportunities for Nika Ngakwe to make some plays coming in. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like this unit, this D line is looking a lot better than in past years. So I feel
Yeah.
like Unique Ngakwe is probably going to have some opportunities where he's going to be able to make some plays coming in, and hopefully, our D coordinator is able to just dial up them, them plays to get some sacks. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's going to have a lot better year.
Yeah, I like I say, I had DeForest Buckner on defensive line as my top five defensive lineman. Last year, statistically, he was a top five defensive lineman and for me. I had him on a list. I got a lot of respect for DeForest Buckner and what he has done. But the safety position, you did draft Nick Cross, who I actually
Yeah.
like as well. That guy's very good. Nick Cross is very good. His film is very good. Have you heard anything about Nick Cross and how good he's been in OTAs, or have you? How did you feel about Nick Cross? How do you feel about Nick Cross? And do you feel like he's that starting safety for you guys? Do you feel like he's a starting safety?
I mean, coming in, I mean, I feel like it was good to add some depth coming in because,
Mm-hmm.
we had some injuries coming in with our, especially our safeties coming in, especially last year. So, I mean, this is a good addition. I haven't seen any news per se on him yet, but I feel like, with the injuries, especially with this defense and our secondary not being, as strong, especially last year. I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
some help that we needed to coming in. So, definitely, I like the addition of Nick Cross. I mean, Chris Ballard, he loves getting, just, strengthening his strength. So, I mean, you know, helping that with the secondary, I think is going to be very important coming in. But I feel like our safeties were really good. Just, injuries
Mm-hmm.
happened last year.
Yep. And I a lot about you guys' offensive line. Like I said, man, like I say, Jalen Petrie. I mean, I like Nick Cross. I like Nick Cross as well. I mean, but Jalen Petrie, man, is like that. I like this dude, man. I'm hearing a lot. Man, he's gonna play a little bit in the box for the Houston Texans as well. That's what he did at Baylor. Sometime he was playing center field. He was the lone safety at Baylor. The guy can thump too. I'm pretty much surprised on how good he tackles. Like it's sure every safety should be able to know how to tackle, but this guy is just a dominant playmaker. And then you got Christian Harris. I'm hearing a lot of good things out of Christian Harris. About Christian Harris, I think he's going to be starting on side of Christian Kirksey. So I like our linebacking core. And Veruja Hill was kind of surprise linebacker for me last year. The way he played for us, he was our best linebacker. Christian Kirk can't really stay healthy as much, but we did re-sign him. And all of those guys, kind of respond and respect Lovey Smith. He's not going to take no control of the offense. He's going to be the head coach and the defensive coordinator. I'm fine with that. Pep Hamilton is the play caller for this team. So I really like the direction that he did with Davis Mills. And but I mentioned about your offensive line that you mentioned. I'm hearing a lot because My boy JDW is coming to the network, and he's a Colts fan that's going to be right there. That's a Colts fan that's going to be. So y'all going to have a lot of interest in, and I think he will be on this show with us, breaking down the AFC South. But again, your offensive line, I'm hearing a lot of things about your offensive line. Like, again, y'all were the best. At one point, y'all were the best offensive line, like literally in football. But you said you had some offensive line trouble. What happened to the offensive line that happened a couple of years ago that was considered the best offensive line because of the running game? What happened to the offensive line? What was you guys' thoughts on that offensive line?
It's definitely one of the strongest. I feel like really good offensive line. I think Marlon Mack, dominated behind it.
Yep.
It's just that Anthony Costanzo, he was a really good left tackle, very underrated. But he got those last couple of years, he got injured a lot, and just those injuries, just
Mm-hmm.
he was not in play. It's just that the backup tackles just did not play well,
Yeah.
and it just and of course, he ended up retiring. So I mean, that opened up the hole. And this past offseason, Mark Lewinsky, I mean, he played really good at right guard for us. I mean, this was just a stubby unit, but with him gone, I mean, it's just going to open up some holes now with this left tackle spot. I mean, Eric Fisher. I mean, I don't think he had a really good season last year,
Yeah.
especially he was coming off injury with a torn Achilles, I think, but.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like left tackle. I mean, it's just going to be an open competition. I heard that Matt Pryor is going to get first crack at it, but I mean, there's Dennis Kelly, Bernhard Raymond. I like Bernhard Raymond. I
Yeah,
mean,
I like him too.
very tall left tackle. I mean, this guy is really good. On the run block, so that's really going to be a strength for the Colts, especially with Jonathan Taylor and this new addition of Philip Lindsay. I like that. So I mean, I feel like either Dennis Kelly or Matt Pryor is going to get the first start week one, and it'll probably take if there's any open opportunity, maybe Bernhard Raymond gets it down the road. But I feel like it's going to be probably a two-horse race between Dennis Kelly and Matt Pryor coming in.
Yeah, yeah. Me mentioned about my offensive line. They're not good at all. I think we did get better on a lot on the offensive line. On the offensive line, we came in, we adjusted that some in the offseason. We definitely adjusted that in the draft, drafting Kenyon Green, who probably was one of the top two interior tackle in the draft, interior offensive lineman in the draft. Besides Zion Johnson, they got drafted earlier. So we did get Damian Pierce out of Florida. We still got Rex Burkhead, but again, I think it's going to be a while. I think Damian Pierce is coming as a running back. I really think he is going to be very, very special for this team. And like I said, again, he's very underrated. He's very fast to be that kind of a big thumper that he is. He is kind of fast. He runs the ball pretty solid. He runs the ball really, really hard as a running back. He does.
Oh, hey, we haven't got your thoughts on how the season's going to play out for the Texans. I called
All
him
right.
Walker, but I'm very interested to see what you think about him.
I mean, I think we're going to be better than what people think. I think we're going to be better. Like, they got us as a 32nd ranked roster, but I really think we're going to be better than what people think. I really, like I said, I got us going 7-10. I got us going actually 7-10. I think we're a couple more years away from being in that contender, but I wouldn't be surprised if we can get a couple more wins, like you said, be a surprise wild card team. I just think our inability, we got faster. We got a little stronger. We got some defensive line depth as well. We end up getting Jerry Hughes, and Mario Addison from the Buffalo Bills, who used to play for the Panthers, who's pretty good on that defensive line as well. So we got some defensive line depth. Our defensive tackle, Roy Lopez, was a rookie, played great out of his mind last year. He was really great. We couldn't really stop the run. We couldn't stop the run at all last year. I think we got some guys right there with some depth. They can stop the run. We had a combination of a lot of injuries last year. So I think we got better on the defensive side of the ball. And I think Lovie Smith, we got takeaways, a lot of takeaways last year. We were tops in the league in takeaways. And Lovie Smith, the defensive scheme that he teaches, is going to make everybody kind of a little bit better. Now there's no A.J. Brown in this division. I think Derek Stingley, it will be kind of easier for Derek Stingley. It kind of easier to stare Derek Stingley, but again, he still got some top weighted wide receivers that he got to go against. He got to go against Michael Pittman Jr., who's going to be a great wide receiver. I think Michael Pittman is going to be a superstar in this league. I can see it. I think the guy got it all. He's going to be the toughest wide receiver in the division that he's got to face. Still got to go against Devontae Adams. He got to go against Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick. Them Broncos got some heck of a goddamn receiving core over there. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna just be honest. They got a heck of a receiving core over there. I mean, he got AJ Brown. He got to go against AJ Brown. He got to see AJ Brown as well. So again, I think this is a lot of learning experience for Derek Stingley as well. He's gonna get burnt on some plays. He's gonna get burnt, and people gonna say, "I thought this was the best corner in a draft." I mean, again, you're coming in the NFL, you're playing against more bigger wide receivers and more superstar wide receivers. That's only going to make Derek Stingley Jr. a little better. And plus, our secondary got better. We got Steven Nelson as well, who came from the Eagles. I think he's pretty solid. He's a slot corner. And we got Desmond King, who pretty much our best secondary cornerback that's going to be over there. He came on late last year. And we lost Justin Reed, but yeah, Justin Reed never turned into that superstar type safety. He always was like a tier 2 safety. To me, he was always a tier 2 safety, and plus he was always hurt. But he played through injuries. He was pretty tough. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs, but he never blossomed into that elite safety that I thought he could be. And I think that's what we got. We made a good move on Jalen Petrie right there that I think that can kind of replace him and be that probably that elite safety in the league one day. But I like our defense. I like Christian Harris, 4.4 speed on the offense, on the defensive line, not on defensive line, on the outside linebacker. It's gonna be fun. I think we improved a lot. If Davis Mills can show any improvement like he did last year, if he's even better like he was last year, this team can win at least shock some people. I mean, like you said, we can shock some people if he's better. If he's better than last year. If he doesn't really improve, we got 3 first-round picks. We can easily move on. He doesn't got a guarantee. He doesn't really have a guaranteed 4-year contract because he was a 3rd-round pick. So let's put that in respect. But if he struggles this year and the team doesn't make any type of progress, we got 3 first-round picks. We can definitely pick up Bryce Young. We could definitely pick a CJ Stroud next year in the draft if he doesn't show some improvement. So, and for the looks of it, the season that he had, he should be able to show some improvement by seeing all the different coverages and stuff like that. And he had a pretty great rookie season. Statistically, yeah, Matt Jones had a better rookie season. He was the best rookie quarterback last year because he played in more games. He was better. He was in a better system last year. He grew up. Bill Belichick is one of the what is the greatest public NFL coach that you can ever see. So Matt Jones landed in a perfect situation. So if Davis Mills, it starts with Davis Mills. If he's not even better than what he was last year, we got 3 first-round picks from the Cleveland Browns. We can definitely move on from them next year.
Definitely. I mean, when I look at this Texans team, I mean, I see 5 guaranteed wins. I have maybe 7 or 8 wins. Definitely the Jaguars, Commanders, Giants, and Chicago. Now, definitely they can take some wins off the Titans and the Colts here. I mean, it's a division. They know each other so well.
You're on the same page as me.
So it can easily be a 7-8 win season. That's why I have him as a wild card in this division. I mean, I love Lovie Smith being the head coach. I mean, he's going to get this defense right. He's going to get this defense ready to go. I mean, Derek Stingley Jr. I mean, he's going to have a kind of a tough rookie season. And like you said, there's so many good wide receivers. I mean, the test is going to be that probably the NFC East with the studs. I mean, 3 out of the 4 teams, they have stud wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. The Eagles have 2 number ones.
They have
Terry McLaurin's a stud too, very underrated. So I mean, he's definitely going to get tested this year, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be great to see him now. I think this defense is going to look good under Lovie Smith. Now, like you said, Davis Mills. I mean, when you have a defense that's able to take the job, I mean, that's going to put a lot of pressure off you. So he has to show what's up. Like you said, this is going to be it for him. If he's going to be that guy, he has to prove it this season. You just have to show a little bit of improvement, or this is a league where you get easily replaced, especially the quarterback position. If if you don't live up, so he has to show out. And this is a team that I think that easily 5 guaranteed wins. This could be 7-8 win season, a wild card for this division.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like you said, I mean, again, the easiest job to move on from, really, if you don't get the things done, is the quarterback situation. And that's the first thing the media and the fan base critiques is the quarterback situation. And if Davis Mills really don't show any improvement, the team is not going to be better. The offense, that means the offense ain't going to be better if the quarterback can't show really improvement. But again, if he doesn't show improvement, you can easily move on with him from the first round, 3 first round picks you got. You can definitely use one of them on that quarterback position, which is the quarterback position will be better in next year's draft. Will be the strongest class next year out of Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. They will be better. So if he doesn't really, and I think Davis Mills kind of knows that as well. He's not a guarantee. He's not a 4-year starter, not a 4-year player. He didn't get a 4-year contract because he's not drafted in the first round. So I think Davis Mills kind of knows he's up on the fire a little bit coming into this year. If he doesn't really get the job done or doesn't have a better season than what you do last year, or what if he has the same season, like a 16-10 touchdown rate? What if he has that type of season? Again, does it show the organization too much of, hey, we work keeping you and we work for you to be in a franchise quarterback? I think he has to be better than that, to be honest. I think he has to be better than that. You got a full season, you got a full train, you've been had a full training camp. Now this is your second year going in as a starter. You got to show better than what you did last year. You was great last year for a 3rd-round pick, 16-10, quarterback passer rating over 100, and you had a 66 completion percentage. So you was able to make some pretty good progress again. But again, if you have those same numbers, I think the organization will have doubts, and I think the organization can easily move on from him and get another quarterback. But if he does really better than that, if he does way better than that and become a Pro Bowler, I think the guy can be a franchise quarterback for this team. So again, if he shows improvement, I think we can win like 8 games. We can win 8 games, like you said. I got it at 7. And if you even win 7, that's a huge improvement for the team. That's a huge improvement. If you even come close to even winning 7. So if they even win 8, hey, we was in the thick of things. Like my boy EJ hit the nail right on the head. 8 games, that's competitive, and that's a good route to be going into next year. And we still got 3 first-round picks, so you still can use something on the defensive side of the ball or willing on the offensive side of the ball to help you out. And you still got Jamison Will. You got John Mechie again, who was a great receiver at Alabama. That's another one I forgot to kind of bring up. John Mechie is going to help this team out a lot and help this receiving core out a lot with Nico Collins, who came on strong last year. Brevin Jordan as a tight end, who I'm really high on, who did really, really good. He was one of Davis Mills' top targets last year at the tight end position. So you got a lot of young pieces, and getting Brandon Cooks back, the leader in that receiving group as well, is going to help him out.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's no excuses coming in. I mean, you have weapons. I mean, I feel like depth-wise, the Texans are way better at wide receiver than the Colts are. Colts are just Michael Pittman Jr. and then, Paris Campbell gets injured. T.Y. Hilton gets injured now. But, I mean, like Mechie, Cooks is easily 1,000-yard receivers coming in. I mean, he has targets to throw to. He has to show up this year and just they may look next year just depending on, where their picks lie.
Yep. Depends on where the picks line. And so again, I say again, by you guys' schedule, how do you critique you guys' schedule? Like, how many games you getting up out of that schedule? How many games you're getting by looking at y'all's schedule? I know you got the whole in the AFC West to deal with, and you can argue any team is in the AFC West can beat anybody. That can easily be 4 easy losses right there. But I think if there's any team that can beat anybody in the AFC West or that can even come close to competing, it's in Indianapolis Colts that can do that.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I see some. I mean, if we're playing against the AFC West, I mean, I feel like it can easily go. We beat 2 of them. I mean, I feel like we can beat the Chiefs because
I think you can beat them now.
Tyreek Hill is out. Now we're going to see Patrick Mahomes. He still has Travis Kelce, but how's Sky Moore going to do? How's Nicole Hardman going to do? Especially if you're not going to have a number 1 wide receiver. So I mean, Patrick Mahomes is great, but I mean, just when you lose such a big wide receiver, I mean, it's not. It's going to not look good.
Yep.
But I mean, I feel like we can beat the Broncos. I feel like we can definitely beat the Broncos. I mean, Russell Wilson just torched us last year. They look good until after that game. He
Yeah,
torched us. I saw our defense, our secondary, just get torched by Russell Wilson. So I mean, maybe they want some payback. But I mean, we could probably beat the Raiders. But I mean, the Chargers are looking scary with all the moves made. I mean, Khalil Mack. How did we not get Khalil Mack? I mean, Matt EJ is their head coach. Why are we not thinking of this stuff? And they just stole him from Chicago. I mean that D line's looking scary. Joey Bosa and Khalil
yep.
Mack coming up. I mean, it's looking
Yep, they got a good
scary.
defensive tackle. They got Austin Johnson from the Giants, who's really good for them. They got a great defensive line, bro. If Khalil Mack can just stay healthy, man, oh my
Yep.
damn goodness, bro. And with Bosa and him on the
Yeah,
opposite
goodness
side, oh
gracious.
my goodness, bro, that's a train wreck right there.
So I mean, I feel like I feel like it's 2-2. I don't see us winning against the Chargers because of how stacked they are. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I feel like Raiders we switch off every year. Every time they're at our house, they beat us. Every time we're at their house, which is at their house, we'll beat their stuff. I mean, this season, I mean, I feel like it could be easily 12, 13 wins with coming in. If we're that team, then we got to show it this year.
Yep. I definitely think we can get. I think definitely think we can get 7 wins, and like I said, I think we can steal a game. Like I got us stealing a game against the Colts. If it's any game we're gonna steal against the Indianapolis Colts, it may be the first game of the year that we can probably steal that game right there,
We don't.
due to at home. But like I say again, we damn sure can also lose that goddamn game. I said that in my prediction
We
video.
we
We
hey,
also, huh?
we don't have a good track record with winning the first game. So I mean, shoot, you could probably beat us. We always love starting 0-1.
But again, we do play the Broncos as well on the same on the coming out in my high city. I think, like I said, I got us, actually losing that football game. I got us losing that football game. Broncos are just way better than we are, and I know they got Cortland Sutton, but golly, they got Tim Patrick. He's a pretty good
Hmm.
wide receiver. They got AJ Hamler as well, a good wide receiver. Now it's questions about the tight end position, but you do still got Russell Wilson. And I mean, you got a pretty respectable running back who did rush over 1,000 yards last year in Melvin Gordon. And they also got Williams as well, who's pretty solid. And that defense was top 5 in the NFL. That defense was top 5 in the NFL as well last year. So again, can't really forget about that as well. We got Jacksonville. We're gonna always find a way to beat Jacksonville. We're gonna always find a way to kind of beat them. We're gonna always find a way to have their number. I think it was only 1 year Jacksonville made and had our number. That was the year 2017 when they beat the goddamn crap up out of us. That was the only year that they had success against the Houston Texans. But other than that, we're gonna always find a way to kind of beat them down a little bit. Kind of beat them down a little bit. We do got the Chicago Bears. I think we can beat Chicago. I think we're a better football team than Chicago. Now the Chargers. This game is right here. Jake gonna be looking for revenge because we pretty much knocked them out last year. We pretty much knocked them out the playoffs last year. Jake gonna be looking for revenge right here. I think the Chargers are better than us this year. Way better. They were way better than us last year. They just didn't show up to play, but we just showed up to play. That's the only difference. I think that they can beat us right there. I think that's a win.
Hello.
Jacksonville. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. It
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
lagged out for me first for a minute there.
All right. Jacksonville, I think we can beat them. The Raiders, that's a loss. Tennessee, I think we can split with Tennessee. We're gonna split low key, kind of split with Tennessee. Eagles trap game. I think the Eagles are a little bit of a better team, but I wouldn't be surprised if we beat them though. I would not be surprised if we beat them at all. I would not be surprised if we beat them. Commanders, like you said, I think we can beat the Commanders. We do play the Dolphins. They got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill over there. I think we have a chance, but I think it depends on Tua. It just really depends
Yeah.
on how good would Tua be with these weapons. This really depends on Tua. Now, Cleveland Browns is an interesting play. Will they have Deshaun Watson? They don't have Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson doesn't play a down this year, with a disgruntled Baker Mayfield, but are they really going to keep this guy? But with the Browns, I think we can beat the Browns. I think we can definitely beat the Browns. we could definitely beat the Browns. I've got a sense in that Watson's going to be out for some games. Now the Cowboys is an opportunity that we can beat them. They will have Michael Gallup back by week 6, but I think I give us a chance, but I don't think we will beat them in Dallas though. I wouldn't shock me. Now Kansas City is definitely interesting this year. I think we can beat Kansas City as well. I think we can definitely beat Kansas City as well. Now, if this is the year that the Texans can beat them, this is the year that the Texans can beat them. If there's no other year Texans can beat them, probably this year. Tennessee, they're gonna split. We're gonna split with Tennessee. Jacksonville, can we possibly split with them? Yes. But for now on, I got us sweeping them. And then you guys, last game of the season, you guys will beat us at that point in time. But like I say, you guys can probably beat us twice. So like I said, overall, probably got it 7-10 for us at this point. I got it 7-10 as a record for this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like you guys are the wild card coming in this year, and I feel like you're gonna, just make a next up right in the direction. So
Yeah, man. So again, man, it's another edition of the AFC South podcast, man. Shout out to everybody that came in, that listened. Like I said, we're gonna keep these AFC South podcasts coming. We got some more people that's coming to the panel as well. That's gonna give their thoughts. That's gonna give their thoughts on the panel. We do got. I guess I'm gonna be going against 3 Colts people because Dub is a Colts fan as well in the group chat, and I got JDW who's gonna be coming. So I guess I'm gonna be the only lone Texan fan up on the panel. But hey, man, like I say, we all got respect for each other and stuff like that. It's just, we're gonna give y'all updates on training camp and on the offseason OTAs and stuff like that, and how the teams are coming there at, and more of this during the regular season when our teams are doing our season and regular season play and preseason play as well. So, man, shout out to everybody. So, any final thoughts, EJ, before we get up out of here?
I think that the AFC South this year is going to show that they're going to be a division that can contend with the best. That's what I think about this year.
y'all heard it, man. Y'all heard my boy EJ.
Except the
man.
Jags, bro. Jags are going to be disappointed.
Hey, bro, you heard that he said except the Jags, man. But like I say, man, shout out to everybody, man. This is Coach Donte from the Spotlight Sports Network and your boy EJ, the Colts, Indiana Pacers fans. We also going to put some NBA mock drafts in for you guys and be covering the NBA draft on draft night. Teams are starting to interview players and stuff like that this coming weekend all through the draft. So should be excited, man. Thank you, EJ, for coming on. Definitely doing this again and keeping this during the season. But comment, like, and subscribe, everybody. This is the Spotlight Sports Network, Coach Donte and EJ, and we will see you guys later, guys.
I heard they want the news. Well, we got it just for you. What's your team? Who your player? Who your crew? I heard they want the news. The spotlight is on you, and if you in the hot seat, it's times 2. I heard they want the news. Come tune in to the crew, but we got the hook up just like black and blue. I heard they want the news. Spotlight Sports, what it do? Hit subscribe and that like button too. I heard they want the news.